Next up, we have
the next two slides. I would kind of include them together. The next two links.
Oh, okay.
Because they're two different things, but kind of similar topics around our Canadian legend, our sixth god himself, Drizzy Aubrey Graham Drake.
I saw this video.
Oh, there's no like caption or anything. That's it.
Yeah, just according to Charlemagne, Future is on Drake's album. But I saw this video of these two guys in like a random store. I guess it's just like a whole entire page or whatever. And they're talking back and forth about artists. And the one guy says like, oh, but like Drake. And then the other guy's like, oh, the Jewish rapper? It's like, who the fuck?
I hate when people do that.
Yo, if I find that video, I'll have to show it to you guys. It's so funny.
You know, somebody told me they actually heard it yesterday.
Did they say it was good or fire?
I don't. They didn't say what
as
it was
if
good.
they started from the bottom beat.
Oh, dope.
Oh, okay.
Dope.
Yeah.
So you didn't ask them if it was good or not? They said they heard the album?
I didn't care.
Yeah, and they probably knew he didn't care, so they didn't know.
Charlamagne's such a hater.
True.
Nothing will ever get you excited about Drake. Like, all right. Well,
I like when he raps though. I just haven't, heard it. You want to hear it,
Charlemagne.
Actually heard.
Another day I have to go into on Charlemagne and his hate for Drake and how it's illogical, but that's for another day.
We gonna let the nigga Drake sing a little.
I just needed time to do what I had to do. Caught in the light, I would let it go. Caught in the light, I will never know. But here goes nothing.
Wait, so
that song's classic though.
Bro, I'm sorry.
I'm a little bit uncultured. I didn't really recognize the song.
It's called Aston Martin music. It's like basically one of like
Rick Ross and Drake's biggest collab.
Yeah, okay. It's like this is the type of people categorize it as like when Rick Ross and Drake get on a track, they make rich people music.
Yeah, literally. This is like rich people. Diced pineapples and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Rick Ross and Drake have beef?
Yeah.
Yes, because during Drake, that's why I played the Future and the Rick Ross one, because during the Drake and Kendrick beef, Drake got jumped. Drake got jumped by like everybody who he thought was his friends.
Okay.
Weeknd turned on him, freaking.
So, well, the Weeknd thing's a little bit more complicated, but with Rick Ross, Drake and Rick Ross has collaborated on multiple records, and Drake and every single one of those records are huge. When it was down from Money in the Grave, to friggin'
Lemon Pepper
Freestyle, Aston Martin music, friggin' what was that one song? It was like, I got a name is Rihanna. And that's why I call it, you know that one? Name drops Rihanna. Made Men, that's what it's called.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, but Drake and Rick Ross have a great track record together for huge, big, great songs, right? Mm-hmm. And in the middle of the rap beef with Drake and Kendrick Lamar and Future kind of started it. When all that happened, Rick Ross came out of nowhere and started just dissing Drake.
BBL Drizzy.
He's calling him a white boy. And he said that he's the one he was the biggest one who basically was calling Drake white and invalidating his blackness and basically saying that you can't say the N-word and like just invalidating Drake's. He was making mad Instagram videos saying white boy, and he dropped a whole diss track towards Drake in the middle of the beef, and it was strictly clout chasing. He said that the reason why he was dissing Drake was because Drake didn't clear the record that French Montana had with Rick Ross and Drake on it, and that he didn't. And then French Montana was just like, hey, I got nothing to do with that. I'm cool with Drake. You know what I'm saying? So Rick Ross just jumped out the window and started hating on Drake for no good reason whatsoever. Yeah. And Drake dissed him back on Family Matters.
That kind of puts him in a bad light. I'm not gonna lie, because I thought he had like a valid reason. Or
no good reason. So then
bro.
The fact that he can't perform. This is not the first time he's done this. It's like he can't perform without playing his songs with Drake on it because they're so big.
Yeah.
You know. So there's been that.
Oh, I'm on one. That's another fucking.
I'm on one. Another. So like they have so much huge songs together with Drake on it, and then he looks like a waste you because he turned on Drake because everybody thought it was gonna be the end of Drake, but Drake is coming back harder than ever. Pause.
Yeah.
And The Future situation, the reason why I played the Charlamagne Future one is because Future is the one who started this whole beef.
Yeah.
Well, it was it was technically young Metro Boomin that started the beef, but it was like
it was a Metro Future album.
Yeah,
it was 2 collab albums back to back. That's both of y'all, bro. 2 collab albums where they called it We Don't Trust You, and before We Don't Trust You came out, I heard rumors of people in the industry saying that is a Drake diss, and Future was mad at Drake for making a collab album with 21 Savage before doing What a Time to Be Alive too.
Yeah, and apparently the other thing is that like they were already planning a collaboration album, but it wasn't supposed to be like the way that it went, so it kind of like altered the way that it was gonna be put together, of being like, yeah, we're putting this out to diss Drake versus like we're just doing a collab album.
But what I wanted to hear though is, what is your opinion on if Drake decides to collab with Future again? Because some of our favorite memories in general was that 2016 summer, 2015, 2016 post Meek beef. What a Time to Be Alive was really a time to be alive. One Dance, Views, More Life, that whole era. If you're reading that whole time, that stretch, Drake was on a run. You know what I'm saying? So for What a Time to Be Alive, I was hating on Drake because I was a huge Meek fan, but I couldn't hate on What a Time to Be Alive, and I wasn't even a huge. That made me become a Futures fan. I didn't even really like Future. Everyone loved Dirty Sprite too, and that was huge around that time. Yeah, but I wasn't a huge Future fan until that project.
That's crazy.
Future doesn't talk about anything. He's hard to be a fan of sometimes.
I think it's just different for me because
you're a DJ who's into party music and shit like that.
Shot of Henny, I was going best.
That's what made me start liking Future, hearing him outside. But when I was listening to Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and shit, that Future shit, it was like, what the fuck is this?
Yo, nigga, move that dope.
But now that I'm more open-minded with my music, I now have a huge appreciation to Future, to the point where he influences my current music style more than other rappers that I admire more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, how do you feel about Drake and Future collabing?
So I need it. I absolutely fucking need it. Just because like they kind of say that Drake kind of said, he was like, yeah, like I hate that, Pluto and I are like, we haven't really been through it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the beef.
It seemed like Drake was genuinely hurt by beefing with Future.
Yeah.
For Rick Ross, he's like, fuck that cop. Like for everybody, the way that he was talking about everybody else, the only one who he gave grace to, even where he didn't even diss that hard, was Future.
Yeah, because if you really look back at the albums, like Future's not really saying much towards like Drake himself,
but being a part of such a big thing that was to tear down Drake. 2 separate albums dissing. The Weeknd dissing Drake was on a song with Future. Yeah, A$AP Rocky dissing Drake was on a song with Future.
Yeah, it's like he's co-signing
that Kendrick Lamar dissing Drake was on a song with Future. Yeah, like that is crazy. Yeah, and then Future being involved in that neutralized all of Atlanta from jumping in. Yeah, because nobody wants to disrespect Future. Everyone in Atlanta looks at Future like a king. Yeah, so then it kind of took away one of Drake's biggest support bases because they had to play neutral. Yeah, because of Future. Yeah, and
it's like it kind of plays into the whole reason why Sexy Songs for You had to drop, because it was like, all right, like, I'm Drake. Like, I'll just give Canada what they want, and then now all of Canada loves Sexy Songs for You.
I don't even think it's a Canadian thing. That it did great in America too.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is like you can feel that like he did want it to be like Canada based, like CN Tower, right? But it's like you guys forgot that like I'm Drake, so like it's like, but you guys forgot like I'm Drake, so like everyone in like Miami is still gonna fuck with my shit.
You know the reason why I think that Drake decided to go so Canadian too? Is because he realized in this beef that he did all this shit for all these American niggas, and they always treated him different because he's Canadian. Yeah, and they really started showing it during this. So he felt like, yo, fuck these niggas.
Just go back to the roots.
He hasn't even been touring in America.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
He hasn't toured in America.
Because he went to Australia, bro.
Yeah, he hasn't toured in America at all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's not fucking with the US. And if you listen to some Sexy Songs for You, by the way, I love when we have these music conversations because this is what I live for. But there's a song on some Sexy Songs for you. I forgot what song what it was, where he's just like, you probably fuck with these American niggas and he kind of gave like subtle jabs to like, you fuck with these American guys, like, they're not as cleaner than us. I forgot what song it was.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
So I think from like my perspective, my question is, I see music as like a passion industry, like a passion driven industry, for sure, right? But at the same time, it's a business. Yeah. So
way more business than passion.
Way more business than passion. So I could like, I I can imagine that the reason why Future and Drake were able to do so well was because of some chemistry in terms of like their music making.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
If that has kind of died now because of the whole beef thing, from a business perspective, it makes sense.
I don't think creatively it doesn't work like that.
It doesn't work like that?
Nah.
Okay.
I could work with somebody who I don't. If we both make good music and work well together, I don't even need.
But that's
to like
chemistry,
you.
no?
No. Well, it's chemistry, but it doesn't have to do with like
Fucking
like,
with you?
It's
Like,
not
so you
saying
can
that
hate
like
someone and make good music with them?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we definitely can.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
I could see that.
I can
If
see
that's-
Drake and
if
Future.
that's-
It's hard for me to see Drake and Future collabing and not being good.
Yeah.
Okay. If that's the case,
But
yeah.
So I don't want them to collab at all.
Why?
I want to stand on business.
Stand on business.
Principle, bro.
I can't lie.
Principle.
I feel that.
Future did
I
a
feel that.
huge
I feel
snake
that.
move toward. He tried to destroy Drake.
I feel
he
that.
literally tried to. He was a part of trying to literally take food off of Drake's plate, bro.
Yeah.
He tried to destroy him. There were PDF allegations, bro. They were calling him a white boy, BBL Drake. But let's not forget about everything how this has ruined Drake's image, bro. I just had a debate with somebody on Facebook today about them calling Drake a PDF.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is horrible the way it played out for Drake. In the end, it's going to be better for Drake because I think it did make him bigger at the end of the day because it didn't destroy him.
100%.
But the fact that Future had it feels like Future needs Drake more now. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, I don't want Drake to give. I don't want him to feed any of the people who helped spite him, bro. I don't want him to feed any of them
Facts.
unless okay.
Because like the way I kind of see it is just like like now people are gonna be like super anticipated about it, and like it's gonna make it large. For all we know, they can make the biggest track of their careers ever.
So, like, at the end of the day, Drake doesn't need that. He already has the most number ones ever, bro. He doesn't need to help Future. Drake could still do that without Future. Look, Drake said that line. He said, "I'm tired of sitting back and helping my enemies eat." He said it on Duppy Freestyle. He said, "I'm tired of sitting back and helping my enemies eat, bro." He's helping his enemies eat by collabing with them because that also, like, all of this. Imagine the trust issues you'd have when everybody who you thought you trusted, he gave Future his first number one hit.
Yeah.
He
So
gave
the way-
Future a lot of his first, and then this nigga turned around and didn't have your back when you needed it the most and helped kick your back in. The trust issues to me supersedes the success of
like the business aspect.
yeah. So if you feel like the Chat2Much podcast was gonna do great for all of us, but then I fucked your wife, you're gonna be like, we gotta do it for you. We gotta still work together on the podcast for the business. Or would you still work with me? We have a successful podcast.
So that kind of gets into the conversation of selling your soul.
Yes.
And
That shows the type of character you are.
so, but you know, as my man's was it no?
This man's gonna let me fuck his wife.
Listen.
She better be bad, boy.
Who's the guy who like the Terrence Crawford was talking to? I forgot his name.
The who?
The interviewer guy. Who cares about his name?
So you know, I feel like everybody's got a price. It depends on how much we're making from this podcast. How much am I gonna lose? You know, what am I risking here? Because if I'm risking a lot, then I'm gonna sell my soul.
Or you could tell the world that I fucked your bitch and ended the podcast, and everyone's gonna hate me, and then you can start your own podcast and start with your own push from the last podcast. And
But it's not
if
the
you were
same.
smart,
It wouldn't be the same.
If you were smart, that's what I would do.
Well, the way I see it
If you
though
If you
is
fuck
like
my
it
wife,
could
I'm
just
not
be
working with you. I don't care.
It could be the way I see it is it could be a creative itch. So it could be like, frick, like I really miss like being able to just like, you know, go in the studio and like make tracks with Future. Like I miss that feeling. So
Principle.
it could be, I understand that, but it could also be a selfish decision of just like,
Hey, I
no,
love
feel-
potting with you guys, bro. So if I fucked your wife, your actual wife.
No, I'm not that nigga.
Exactly.
I'm
like,
not that
you just
nigga,
can't. Like
but-
there's certain levels that we're just not gonna do, bro. There's certain levels just not
That's
gonna
fair.
do. And to me,
That's fair. But
Future,
again-
what Future did is that diabolical, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I think that we're from a selfish point of view, we want the music. From our selfish point of view. But if I was Drake, fuck no, never, bro.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't think that Drake not working with Future is enough of like a sell your soul level kind of decision making for Drake. I was kind of thinking about it like
In my opinion,
I think it's close. It's close, bro.
I'm gonna look
It's
at
close.
Drake ways, bro.
My nigga, people are calling me a pedophile. Because you let a man get on a track and start dissing us, and then it literally led up to niggas start jumping me. What is this?
Performing it
What
as
is
a
this?
Super
What
Bowl,
is
bro.
this? 20v1, nigga?
You got my statement wrong. So what I mean is like the benefit or the negatives that he would get from collaborating
What benefit?
with
He's
Future.
He's already
That's
negative.
my point.
No.
But so
Okay, hold
I'm
on,
thinking
let me
back to the example of like the podcast. Like if I literally have nothing else going on for me, and like this is like my bread and butter, like my kids rely on this, on going to school and shit like that.
You're gonna
like,
work with a nigga who fucked your wife.
Yeah, it's just you got to think about it from the logical perspective.
That's not logical.
I think it's logical.
I think you need to have some fucking pride. I think you need to have some fucking pride and have some respect for yourself. Bro.
That's not logical.
How is that
The
not logical?
The logical decision is to take your emotions. Like pride is an emotion. If you take your emotions out of it and you're like, okay, let me outweigh like the negatives and the positives and the cons and pros and blah blah blah.
But you're acting like
That
there's
is
no
a
other
logical,
options.
huh?
What would be logical is thinking of other options, knowing that this option is no longer on the table. You fucked my wife. I cannot work with you anymore without wanting to fight you. And like, yo, so there's other options. The other option might be me starting a different podcast.
But if there are no other options,
What do you mean? Why wouldn't I be able to start my own podcast? It might not be as successful, but that's
Okay.
just up to me and my hard work.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? I already got like, look, Rory and Maul left Joe Budden podcast. They're not as big as Joe Budden, but they're still successful.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think that it would be, bro, if you fucked my wife, I'm not working with you, bro. There's no conversation to have.
There's no level at which you're like, okay, everybody has a price. Okay, what I'm basically trying to get to, like the scenario probably the way that the
if we're
scenario
working together,
would-
you just have to wait. You just have to know that I'm waiting to kick your back in. If there's any chance that I get to snake you, it's coming. So let's see, can you work with me, knowing that if a deal's coming on the table where I could possibly snake you or something like that, where I could possibly snake you, any chance that I could get to snake you, I'm snaking you. I'm fucking all your bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like
I guess I'm just kind of thinking about it again. Like the scenario of that actually happening is very, very likely that we're never going to work together. But I'm just kind of thinking about it like, I guess an adjacent example or something. There are scenarios where the bag precedes your pride, which is why I brought up the whole selling your soul thing. I feel like, but I have a price. I don't know if
your bitch getting fucked by me.
That's just one example. I'm kind of bringing it down to the basics of like your soul has a price. Does your soul have a price? Because that like the dignity.
Okay,
of,
it'll have a price with conditions though, because like I'm going to. If it's like, okay, the only way that I can make these millions of dollars is by working with you, sure. But then I'm also thinking of a way that I could kick your back in and snake you.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, sure, I'll take the money, but I'm gonna find a way where I could win, where I could turn my L into a W by hurting you in some way.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I get that. That's kind of what I was trying
But
to
that's
say.
the only way. I'm not just kumbayaing and everything's going to be the same way it was before. It's not. You're gonna hear some jabs on the podcast. I'm gonna be saying a bunch of personal shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but in Drake's situation though,
yeah, it's not worth it.
Drake
Not worth
already
it.
is tied for the most number ones ever.
Yeah, he's not
He
worth it.
does not need Future. Future needs Drake way more than Drake needs Future.
Yeah.
They're both gonna be alright.
Yeah.
But Drake is going to be super alright.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
working with Future is actually taking a step backwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that.
You chat too much. Chat too much. Chat too much. Chat too much.